What's up, YouTube peeps and barbecue freaks? Thank you guys for stopping by today. Today's video, we are in Uvadle, Texas for the Briscoe Ranch BBQ Cook-Off. It's one of the biggest, baddest cook-offs in the state. One of my absolute favorites, and it's one that I make sure I do every year. There are, I think we're sitting right at about 170 teams. Man, this field, to say it's stacked is an understatement. Everyone who's anyone in Texas barbecue basically is here. So it's gonna be a tough one, but it's gonna be a fun one. Wade Carpenter puts on an amazing event. And this is a CBA event, so we are cooking chicken ribs, pork, and brisket. I'm getting the trailer set up. Brandon is on his way out here, and we're gonna see how we do. I've had a little luck out here. Hopefully this weekend we get a little more luck. We'll see, but it's tough, man. This is gonna be a tough one. Anyway, I'm just getting stuff in the trailer set up, organized, and still got to unload the pits. And whenever Brandon gets here and we get all that done, we got to do a little trimming on some meats. And then this place is huge. We're gonna try to do as much walking around as we can, but last year when we were here, we were so far away that for every turn in, I had to drive my truck to the turn in, just to turn in, to kind of give you an idea how big this complex is. So we'll do some walking around and see who's all here. So I'm gonna get whatever footage I can get. I hope I'm able to put together a really good video for you guys, and that video is coming up next. All right, let's go do a little walking around real quick. We got Smoking Frijoles, CJ Bean, the Michael Jordan of barbecue. You don't believe me? Look at the logo. Show them the logo. There's only two people that got that logo, Jordan and Bean. Damn it.
What's up, brother?
I should have saved my money, man.
Look, dude. I ain't cooking so long. I gotta find. I'm trying to figure out which end of the pit to light. How you been, bro?
Good, good. You got LC Barbecue, Louis Double D's. We'll head over there in a bit. We got Philip Breeden, LC Barbecue, right over there. We're on the back side of one of the pavilions, and like that big old building, there's teams all the way around it, oh, this kit. So if you guys saw my last video, the Trader Village, this man right here was the grand champion at that cook-off. Damn kit. Kid poke.
But then I got shrugged last weekend.
The life of comp barbecue.
Can't win them all.
That's right. Louis Double D Barbecue. I don't even know if he's around here. He might be in his trailer, or he might be doing some walking around. It's still a little early, so all this open space is all gonna fill up. They're literally, like all these spots right here that are wide open, those are all teams already assigned to those spots. So this whole thing is gonna fill up. Again, that big old building there, there's teams all the way around the side, the back, and on that side, all over the place. Let's see if Louis is in his trailer real quick. He might not be, but we'll do a little shaking if he is. He might be getting his trays, which is what I got to go do. Yeah, I didn't think he was in here. So I'm sure we'll run into him somewhere. We got a cornhole tournament, kids queue, all kinds of stuff. So I'm gonna go get my trays. Roddy Trevino with Rod Stars Barbecue. There's Louis. Where do we run into him somewhere? Joey Machado with Texas Original Charcoal. Got Rob Arocha, Bullhorn. How's it going?
What's up, homie?
What's up, buddy?
Good to see you, my man.
You too, you too. All this is gonna fill in also. There'll be teams everywhere. All right, guys, so it is 6:50. We're about to head to the cooks meeting. We got all our meats trimmed up, all our injections made. We're actually really ahead of schedule this cook-off, which is really, really good. So we don't have anything to do for the rest of the night, really, except hang out. Oh, we will have to inject brisket tonight. And you're good. And then I'm gonna put the chicken in the brine. Probably once we get back from the cooks meeting, I'm gonna put the chicken in the brine. We'll put that back in the fridge and let it sit overnight. Outside of that, we're pretty much done. So we're about to head over there. I'll pick back up once we get over there. So this is our setup area here. Got my drums and my trailer. We got Cock-and-Dall, which is that blue trailer over there. Thomas Cock-and-Dall and his wife. We got Vincent and Joyce from Reggie Q. This is the pavilion area, and then the turn-in is that building right over there, which is where they're having a cooks meeting, and everyone's headed over there now. Heading into cooks meeting. This is also there. We'll do the awards. So have a stage here. We'll do awards here tomorrow night.
It's gonna be a lot.
All right, so the cooks meeting is over. They got mariachis playing. There's a couple of cool things happened during the meeting that I didn't get on my video because they were actually surprises. So by the time they happened, I didn't have the camera running. But what I liked about this cook-off, which is you hardly see anywhere else there. You see this line of people, and it's gotten shorter. But this cook-off feeds all the cooks. Look at this. They got a caterer that comes in, makes us some rice and beans and enchiladas, and it's so good. So I like that about this one. Cheese enchiladas. Damn it, son, those are good. Anyway, we're gonna finish up and we'll head back. All right, so we just come back from the cooks meeting. We're making the last injection we gotta make is the brisket brine, or the brisket injection. And Christian is making that here. So I will tell you what she just added. I'm gonna give you a little bit. That is the Moisture Magic from Cosmo Q. What that does is when it touches water, it grabs onto it. So a lot of times you want to add it slowly. So she just put about half of it in there, maybe a little bit less than half. Give it a good whisk or shake, and then she'll add the rest of it in. A lot of times, if you just take a bunch of it and just drop it in there, you'll get those clumps because, like I said, that Moisture Magic, what it does is like grabs onto the water, and that you don't want. So just add a little bit at a time. Give it a good shake. She just added the last of it. Gonna give it a good shake. Make sure it shakes up really well and it dissolves. And then we'll add the rest of the stuff to it. All right, so we got the false baits. Moving on to the next ingredient for the brisket brine. And then once we get everything in there, we're just gonna give it a good shake, make sure it mixes up nice, and then we'll use that to inject the chicken. Next ingredients. Can't show you everything. We're just going to kind of show you the process what we go through. Again, if you notice, every time she adds something, she pulls it up and gives it a good shake, just to kind of help ensure that everything dissolves evenly. All right, the last ingredient. She's adding. everything in there, give it a good shake, be ready to go. You got the brisket out of the refrigerator, kind of letting it warm up just a little bit. You want those fibers to be kind of warm so they're loosened up, so when you go and inject, more of the liquid gets in between the fibers. So we're gonna let this set for just a bit. I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes, and then we'll start injecting the brisket. All right, so we got the injection made, the brisket injection, where the Brandon's gonna inject the brisket. We like to go with the grain. We'll start from the bottom and work our way up, and then we're going to work our way from the top part back down with the grain, and then we're going to come in on the sides at an angle.
I'm gonna borrow this one right here real quick.
We just want to pump it up as much as we can. That brisket will tell you when it's had enough. Once it starts squirting out all over the place, every time you try to inject, then it's full.
Of course, the magic.
And then any leftover brisket injection, we'll focus a little more right on the turn-in section, right in the middle. And then we're going to save some of that injection for our brisket wrap. So again, start from the bottom to the top with the grain. Make sure it gets between the fibers. All right, so we worked our way from the bottom to the top. Now we're going from the top to the bottom. But I also wanted to make mention the needle that we're using. You see that here? Let me see whether pick it up any better. Probably not because it's so thin. But there you go, right there. That needle, that's a 16 gauge needle. And 16 gauge is a perfect size. You'll see a lot of times people will use those big old really thick needles. But keep in mind that the bigger the needle, the bigger the hole. And what happens when that meat cooks, the fibers kind of tighten up. That's why you get like liquid leaking out from your meats. So when it tightens up and you have a big hole from your needle, it's going to push all that injection out of the meat. But with the 16 gauge, it's a perfect size. It doesn't leave too big of a hole, and it's big enough for, you know, your injection to get through. Now, if you add any rubs to your injection, you definitely either want to grind up the rub, or I use cheesecloth after I make the rub. After I make the injection, I let it sit for a while so all those flavors marinate, and then I'll run it through some cheesecloth to take out the thicker pieces, so the bigger pieces, so it doesn't clog up the needle. But 16 gauge, in my opinion, is probably the best gauge to go with. So we went with the grain, bottom to top, top to bottom, and now we're going to kind of go against the grain. Just add as much moisture as we can. All right, so we got the brisket injected. Now we're gonna rub it down, rub the bottom side first. This is the first layer. Yeah. And you take the second rub, second layer. Some people don't season the sides. I like to season the sides because if I'm tasting a brisket, my favorite part is that end piece. And if there's a judge like me who likes that end piece, I want to make sure that it has flavor on it as well. And again, that's just a personal preference thing. gonna hit the back side with one more rub. Some people will not season the bottom also, because a lot of times all that fat though, they're gonna cut it off anyway. But when we go to wrap it and put it in the pan with all the liquids that go in there, I like for that rub to mix with the liquids, and that's gonna form the au jus that we use at the end to swipe our slices. So we will season the bottom for that reason. So use 3 rubs on the bottom side and 4 on the top side. And so we season the bottom, season in the top. We got a couple of the rubs on there already. Add in another rub. When you season up high, you get it more even coated compared to being really close to the meat. There's that one. Then we're going to hit it with some duck fat. And come back with, I'll tell you this last one. Go ahead and show them. This is Kellen's salt pepper. That's all it is.
Nice part.
There's a nice part. You see those black flakes, and you get that, just that kind of salt pepper taste on the brisket at the end. You know, a lot of times when you go to a restaurant, or even when you're eating at home, what's the first thing you do? You grab that salt and pepper, right? Put it on your food. This is kind of the exact same thing. The finishing touch. So that's it. We're gonna let it sit. It is 9:45 Friday night, and we're gonna get this in a pan, let it sit overnight in the fridge, and then we'll get it on. So that's what it looks like. So brisket is injected and seasoned in the fridge. This is our pork butt. So we like to cook 1 whole pork butt, and these are money mussels. Look how huge they are, man. They're ginormous. This hard fat right here, I'm not overly concerned about it right now, because tomorrow we're gonna probably have to shake this a little more. So some of that's gonna melt off, and then some of that we can trim off. So I'd rather go ahead and leave it now and deal with it tomorrow. These money mussels are huge. We're getting these injected. So we use the money mussels for our medallions, and then usually 1 for like cubed, and then the pork butt, we'll get some pulled out of it. We use the money mussel for that. You got a tube right here, as you can see. You got another one in here. There's usually like 2 or 3. I think there's one right underneath it also, or it might be on this side. And then your horn. There's gonna be some really good meat here that we can probably use. So I like to cook 1 whole pork butt, so we have that option, and then the money mussel separate, so we can take the medallions and add chunks out of it. So we won't season these up tonight. We'll season them up in the morning, but we're gonna get them injected tonight, and then throw them in the fridge, and we'll deal with them in the morning. Good morning, you guys. It is about 6:20 Saturday morning. We just got the pit lit for the brisket. Took the brisket out of the refrigerator. We're gonna let it sit out for just a little bit to warm up, and then we're gonna get that on. Oh, we gotta get the pork butt on, and so we're gonna get the pork butt on first, and then 30 minutes later get the brisket on. I'll show you what the brisket looks like, and then we'll start injecting ribs and getting those ready to go. But It's gonna be a long day. Should be a good one. We'll see what happens. But before we get started, gotta start the day off right. Got my grill side coffee company coffee. This stuff is really, really good. Nice, smooth coffee. So we're gonna make some coffee. Oh, here's the brisket. That's what that looks like. So we're gonna get this coffee going. This is the mocha. I haven't tried this one yet, so we're gonna see how it does. I'm sure it'll be really, really good. So, all right, so we got the pork butt on. So the Brandon's injecting the ribs here. Then we'll get those seasoned up and let them sit for a little bit, and then get those on. All right, so we got them injected. We're gonna season them up. The first layer that we like to use is this Reggie Q's all-purpose rub. Really, really good, kind of SPG mix. Good stuff for a base rub. So we got a couple other ones here that we're going to use. So 3 rubs. All right, so we got the ribs seasoned up. Man, I sweated in really fast. Look at that, holy cow. 3 racks. We cook Prairie Fresh Prime. So that's what they look like. Let them sit for a bit. Get that pit fired up in about 20 minutes. And then, so we got the brisket and pork butt here. We're gonna put the ribs there. Of course, chicken here. And money muscles on the Weber. So what they look like. All right, so we got the chicken seasoned up here, and we'll once they're done, I'm gonna trim them off and round them off a little more. But that's that, and then we got the money muscles here that we're seasoning. Pretty big. Hopefully they turn out like the last cook-off, because the last one, they were, no pun intended, but money. All right, so we got the chicken out. We sauced it once, put it back on the pit, just kind of touching up a few spots. And we'll decide which 6 we like the best. That one, right?
Yeah.
Give it a little finishing dust. So we'll decide which 6 we like. Oh yeah. And a little duck fat to shine it up. Which I think these 2 for sure. This one and this one. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. This one. I'll show you what that box looks like once it's done. Wrong way, idiot. And cross the legs. Get that the needle. And just tuck that, or the scissors and trim it off. Adjust this a little bit. These two would be the front two. This one. And out of these. This one? Yeah. All right.
Try to cross this one.
Worry about that bone getting hot, but let's see.
Doctor, one of those.
So it hit the, yeah. Oh, they all have it already.
Oh, no, just for the one. Oh, you put them all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I put deck fat on the lid so that way when I close it, if it hits the chicken, the sauce doesn't stick to the lid. That's what it looks like. We normally do halves. We're running legs this time. So we'll see. We got a few taste testers over here that we'll get to try out, but that's our chicken box. Oh, you get better lighting on that
Took
chicken.
off some of that duck fat spray on the foiler now. It's fine.
No, I think it's good. So it looks like better lighting. There you go. So we'll get it turned in and see what they think.
Hold on, there's a speck right here.
All right, so the ribs are ready to wrap. We're gonna do that process. And I'm gonna take these ribs and help the bottoms a little bit. And then squeeze in between the bones. What that's gonna do is help this meat break away from the bone a little more in the wrap, so you get better pullback. Some butter. Some butter. A little butter. I can't believe it. No, that's parquet. You can do the same process for all three racks. Hold that foil up. And then I'll make a moat around the ribs. And a little bit turbinado on top. We'll get these wrapped up, get them on, and let them go for about another 45 minutes. And then we'll check them in. They should be ready to go. And you notice I put it meat side up. Some people put it meat side down, but man, you work to get that bark set. I hate to make it really soft and mushy, so meat side up. So that's that. We're gonna get the other 2 racks done. Do the exact same thing, and then we'll pick up once we get them off the pit and get them ready for saucing. All right, so just trimmed up the ribs, get them sauced up, done some finishing touches. We'll get it back on the pit for just a tad, try to that's all set some, and get them in the box. Show what they look like once they're done. That's what they look like. Not too shabby. Tastes pretty good too, very tender. Alright, so next up is the pork box. Getting that ready.
Like it?
Yeah. And we're gonna go 2 rows of money mussels with some chunks in the middle. Here's the final product. Pork box, 2 rows of money mussels, and then some chunks. So that's how it turns out. Alright, so last turn in brisket. We're rushing to get it done, so I didn't get any video of it. But there it goes. Last one of the day, and we're done, man. Finally, man. Finally. Yeah, for you guys, it is. War's about to start soon, so we're heading over there, grab a spot. Fingers crossed we get some luck. We'll see. Place is filling in. 171 teams, I believe. Fingers crossed. Awards time.
167 teams.
167 teams.
Today. This is going to do. Are you ready?
Alright, you guys, so we're done from awards. The last 2 cook-offs, I got my ass kicked. This week, it felt good to kind of redeem ourselves, Brother Brandon and I. We got a 4th place brisket call and a 13th place pork call. And ribs, we were 53. And chicken, which just blows my freaking mind, man. So there was 167 teams. In chicken, we finished 162.
How many else did?
5 places from the last place, which is nuts because that chicken was really, really good. I will say this was the first time ever running that recipe, and normally I'm a big proponent of like not running a new recipe at a comp for the first time.
This one big too.
But yeah, especially one like this.
You never know if you want
But
to try.
took a chance. I thought the chicken was excellent.
Texture was there.
Really, really
Flavor.
good. The course, the judges didn't agree, and this is why you don't do that, right? So, anyway, overall, 167 teams, we were 53rd overall. So, wasn't too bad. Walked away with some hardware and a little cash, and that's never a bad thing. But after the last two cook-offs, man, it felt so good to get out of our chair. And it was funny because in CBA you pick a walk-up song. So if you place, they play your song first, like the beginning of it, and then they call your name. And we're sitting there
Waiting for a different song.
waiting for our song to play, and another song plays, and then they call our name. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, they picked a completely different song that we picked, so we had no idea that it was us. So when they called our names, we were like, we weren't sure, because there was another couple of guys that had stood up, and we didn't want to be that team that, oh yeah, we won, and then wrong team. But it was a great event. This cook-off is always one of my absolute favorites, and I try to make sure I do it every year. And if you're in Texas, this is definitely one that you want to put on the books. So we're gonna hang out tonight with the rest of our crew, and we're gonna hang out tonight with the rest of the crew, pack up a little bit, and then we are leaving
First thing in the morning.
Sunday morning. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the video. We will see you on the next one. Take care.